Hey, on this episode, I'll be showing you guys how to fix your Samsung washing machine if it's leaking from the front or you just find some water on it at the bottom there. This is a pretty simple fix which you can do on yours as well. We'll be going through how to sort out that issue. Your model might look different. These things look the same inside and it's the same principles that will work inside. So this solution will apply to your washing machine as well. If you're unsure if your washing machine suits this, be sure to leave a comment in the comment section below and I will confirm for you and help you in any way that I can. All right, getting into it, the first thing we need to do is take the top of the washing machine off so that we can inspect where this leak is coming from. The first things that you want to take care of off the table to make sure that you've covered all the ground is to make sure that your door seal is not ripped. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to open your door and just have a look and make sure that this seal doesn't have any tears or any missing pieces off it. And of course, if there's any hair or lint, make sure you wipe that off the seal and also wipe it off the door as well, because that can cause it to leak. The other thing you want to make sure is to make sure that your filter is also closed properly. So your filter is on this bottom right hand corner in there. There's a black cap in there that you open and check to make sure that it's closed properly. But if you haven't opened it in a while and it's leaking, it means that it's not the problem. There's another deeper problem. The other thing you need to look at as you're troubleshooting this is to make sure that when it's doing its cycle, so the first thing that happens when you turn on a washing machine is it puts the water in it locks the door and puts the water in the washing machine. So obviously that first stage, if the water is leaking when it first puts that water in the washer, then it means that something's to do with the water valves or the water dispenser, which in this case, we're going to have a look at first to make sure that the leak's not coming from there. As well, what you want to do is also check at the back of the washing machine. So if you look at the back here, there is the hose. So you've got your inlet valve here. So you're hot and you're cold. You just want to make sure that all your hoses are not leaking. So just go through them and just check that none of them are leaking, because that can also create the illusion that your washing machine is leaking when it is in fact your hoses or your taps that are leaking. So if you've eliminated that, the thing that we're going to do now is we're going to take this top lid off. So you can see on this washer, there is a top lid. We are going to remove that lid and see what's happening inside the washing machine so we can sort out any issues that are coming up with our washer. To remove the top cover, you're going to need a Phillips head screwdriver or a cordless drill with a screwdriver on the end. There's two screws holding this thing to the top, so you need to take those screws off. So one on the top, on the left, and one on the right. Just took them off there, and that should make it clear for us to take the lid off. So just to recap that, I took those two screws off here and the other one off there. So to take off the lid, what you're going to need to do is just slide back this top cover. You can just slide it back, then it will come off. Pretty simple and easy. So slide it back and it comes off. So let's move in a bit closer and see. What you want to do is when you're inside here, you want to have a look and also feel, because sometimes you cannot see the leak, but you can feel it. So what you want to do is actually just feel for it. So the first thing you're going to feel for is make sure that this is unplugged. Otherwise you give yourself some shockies. So you want to touch and make sure that there's no leaks coming from your valves. Yeah, just touching that. And then a lot of times you'll find this cracked here. So you want to make sure that it's not cracked and leaking from there. And some other times you'll have a look at this bit here. That will also sometimes leak when water's coming in. So what you might want to also do is connect it to the power, connect it to the water, and then start the cycle. And then as it's putting water in, if there's any leaks coming from the valves or from this drawer, you can actually see them through when the water's coming. So remember to keep your hands off the washing machine when it's doing this, and also remember to remove the power from the washer when you're actually touching anything in it, because you'll have live electricity running through it and you don't want to get the shockies. All right, so if you look to there and then you've seen that there's no leaks there, there's another thing that you need to have a look at as well, which is there is a basin or a drawer that's in here. So this thing, there is a funnel just down there. Might not be able to see it now, but let me adjust some things around so that we can have a better look at the thing that I'm talking about, because that sometimes is the culprit. Hi guys, so in there you can see there's that silver clamp and that funnel that's just coming out from the washer, the drawer. So you want to make sure that that is nice and tight. As you can see in there, this is off it, so that's causing my washing machine to leak. So this thing is where the water comes in through this soap drawer into the washing machine. So you want to make sure that that is nice and tight. And as you can see, evidently mine has come off. So you need to make sure that yours is not leaking. And sometimes it will leak from there. It's on, but it's leaking from there. So you need to make sure that is a nice secure fitting there. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna remove that. We're gonna remove this soap drawer and replace it. And then that will take care of the leaking issue. If yours is leaking as well, that will take care of the issue. Now, as to where to find this water dispenser, the soap dispenser, you'll have to go on eBay and search for soap dispenser for your particular model. To look at the model of your washing machine, usually if you look on the top right hand corner here, that's the model number WF, and put in those numbers and just say soap drawer. A lot of them will have these images of these drawers, then that will help you to pinpoint it. If you're unsure as well as to what model number, the model number sometimes is also printed at the back of the washing machine, or if you still have the stickers on your washing machine, the model number will be here. So you can see there, that's your model number as well. So that will help you to find the parts that you need to replace. To remove the soap drawer, what we're going to do is we're going to take off this dispenser. So to remove that, there is a tab inside that you have to push down, and that will release the soap drawer. So if you look inside there, there is a tab just there. See that tab, that white tab ahead of that blue thing? Just push it down and then you pull, this whole thing comes off. So you see this tab, that's what you're reaching for, and it'll come out. In other models, it's the same thing. There is a tab that you push down and it'll come out. Now to remove the other stuff, we have to remove these two screws as well. And we have to also remove the two screws holding this fascia. So this fascia is held in place by two screws, one here and one here. Remove them in order to... Now that you got those two off, you simply lift this tabs holding it at the top that you pull up, and then you just push it like that. And you just put it to the side just like that. You need to take out that one screw holding this tray in place. So we need to remove this screw. Then to remove it, you simply push it to your right. So first, push it to your right and then pull it back. While you're doing that, just be mindful there's a few connections here that you need to take care of. So you see there's this connection here that you need to remove. Just a clamp, simple, and is out. Then this comes off just like that. So you can easily see why mine was leaking. That's deformed as well. So you need to remove this whole thing and put a new one in. And as I told you, that pipe is what puts the water in the washing machine. So if that's not clamped in properly, that will create a leak. To remove this from your washer, you're gonna need a pair of pliers to lift these tabs, these clamps off these rubber hoses. So you just pull it and pull that and pull the other one as well. Simple, like that. Then when you're done with that, you just simply, you might need a flat screwdriver because it's in there tight and you don't want to break anything. So a flat screwdriver will help you to pry them off as well. So with a flat screwdriver, sort of pry it off this bit that's just been in there for years. Comes out just like that. Same thing for the other one. Just take your time. Be sure you're not breaking anything. Oh, yeah. Of course, you can be a bit rough with it. This is not using it anymore, but you want to make sure you keep these rubber hoses nice and intact. Beautiful. It's out. All right, so chuck this out because it's useless now. It's only going to keep leaking. Reconnecting the new one, you need to put in the water hoses first. So that should be easy to do. So what you did before, just do it in reverse, plugging them back in. These water hoses at the back there, and the harder one's gonna probably be the red one, but that should be easy as. So once you've got all of them in there, you really want to make sure that you clamp them back in to make sure that there's no unexpected leaks, because if you don't clamp them back in, you're going to have issues with it leaking. So just clamp it back in with these clamps. Make sure they're nice and snug. Like that. Nice and snug. Beautiful. I don't think they'll be coming off anytime soon. All right, beautiful. To put it back into place, what you need to do is put it at the bottom first. So you remember how the water goes in through that black pipe there? We want to make sure that it's nice and secure in there and that's not going to be leaking. So this is where you might need like bit of patience to make sure that it's going in properly and not leaking. Make sure it's got a nice, secure, tight fit. If you do this wrong, then you'll be opening the washing machine up again to fix it. So usually you can just go like so. And there's some notches that line up with it when you put it in the right way. So make sure those notches are in the right places. Otherwise, like, it'll be just out of whack. Alright, make sure it's nice and tight all the way up. And clamp it properly. This clamp goes in nice and tight as well. Ensure that's nicely clamped, just like that. So a clamp is on. Now putting it back, you'll notice that there's a notch on here. Yours will also have a notch. That notch lines up to over here in a hole in here. So you line it up with that and then you put it in. So you line it up like, first that hole goes in that hole, and then remember at the front here as well there are holes that need to line up with that. You line up with that as well so that it goes in nice and proper. So we're going to do that step. So first hole, and if it's too hard you can always like take it out, line it up with the front first. Actually, yeah, that's better. Line it up with the front first and then follow through with the hole at the back, this hole at the back. Yeah, so just like that, follow through with that hole at the back. Then of course remember to put that back in, otherwise it's going to start leaking. So nice and snug. Beautiful. Everything's nice and proper. Then of course remember to put back the screw that you took out of the front here, otherwise it'll start leaking. Remember to put back this the proper way. So there's tabs under here which you'll need to line up with some holes on the washing machine as well. So you just line it up, put them in the holes first, then you push this panel back and it just snugs right into place. That's about it, and that's how it goes. So remember to put back all the screws where you found them. If you're unsure about where anything goes, you can always rewind and find out where everything you took out goes, all the screws go. But from here on it should be nice and clear. If you found any value in this video, gently smash that like button. Goes a long way to help out this channel. If you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing, as I do post a lot of videos on how to fix these and many other models. You never know what will break next on your washing machine, so it would be good to have me in your subscription box. I promise I won't bombard you with subscription notifications. I always try to bring you the best value videos, and if you're unsure of any models that you have, any problems that you have I haven't covered, you can always send me a message, comment in any of my videos, and I'll be more than happy to make a video just for you if I have one in stock. So that's about it. Cheers, till next time.